What's going on with the Swans? This is episode 2. Today I'll be updating you with all the Swansea City news from the 20th of July to today, the 15th of August. If you're going to enjoy the video, drop a like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts on all the latest updates in the comment section down below. Let's go. We may as well start where we finished last time for the pre-season friendly games with fans in the stadiums. We had 3 upcoming that week against Oxford, Bristol Rovers and against Reading. The Oxford game was fairly even, however we did lose that one 1-0. It was an Andy Fisher mistake in that one. Apart from that, it was a pretty even game, to be honest. Oxford had a few chances, we had a few chances. Last season and the season before, Andy Fisher did come up with quite a few errors. So it made clear in this one that with Stephen Bender's injury till not too sure when he's back, but it became clear we needed a new goalkeeper in this game. However, Fisher definitely a good backup keeper at this level. As moved on to the second pre-season friendly with fans at the ground, we took on Bristol Rovers at the Swansea.com stadium. Matchday vlog on the channel already for that one if you want to go check out what happened. Of course we did lose 2-0, but to be honest it was a pretty fair game, pretty boring game if I'm honest. 2-0 doesn't really deflect the whole of the game. It was pretty even, probably should have ended 0-0 in that one. We weren't really too good, they weren't really too good, but it did end in a loss, and you know it is only pre-season. Of course you want to get positive results in pre-season, but it's not the be-all and end-all. But we did end off pre-season with a 4-0 victory over Reading, which is of course very nice for the confidence of the players. The optimism of the fans of course rises, the expectations of such a nice win at the end against a good League One team. Of course they were in the Championship last season, but it's important to know that yes we did beat them 4-0, but once again it's only pre-season, so not to get too carried away. From pre-season, I think Abzim Abdullahi was fantastic. I've hyped him up for quite a few seasons now. Of course he's played in the under-21s for a few seasons. The young Scotsman normally plays in midfield, however under Michael Duff in pre-season he's played as a left wing back and a right wing back. I think him and Josh Key were really good in these 3 pre-season games and 2 standout players. Moving on then, we've got some news about a fixture change. We had one last episode for the Bristol City home fixture, which was scheduled to take place on the 2nd September at 3 PM. However, now that's been moved forward to the 12:30 kickoff. Now our away fixture, away at Cardiff on the 16th of September, has been moved from a 3 PM kickoff to a 7:45 kickoff at the Cardiff City Stadium. This is going to be one hell of a night for Swansea fans if we do end up getting the win. Of course, Southfield's derby is a bubble fixture, and rightly so, otherwise it could have caused mayhem up in Cardiff on the 16th. But no doubt the Swans fans will still enjoy themselves many hours before this one for a game under the lights for the Sky TV cameras, hoping for another Swansea City Derby Day win. The Swans also released their 3rd kit for the new season, and it's really nice. But if you didn't know already, this is to do with tackling cancer together. I think that's the scheme of it. I think it's really, really good what the club are doing, and from every purchase from the kit, a portion of the money raised is going to charity, which I think is fantastic from the club. It's a pink shirt with dots on it, and each dot represents a type of cancer, and it really includes everyone. Of course, cancer is something that a lot of people have these days, and it's spreading the message that you're not alone and there is help there. Right, and I think it's time to move on to some of the confirmed transfers that have happened. Incomings and outgoings, there have been a fair few. Let's start off though with the positivity, the incomings. The Swans have confirmed the signing of Carl Rushworth on a season-long loan from Brighton and Hove Albion. He did have a full pre-season with Brighton out in America for the summer series. Carl will wear the number 22 shirt for the Swans this season. Really excited by this one. He's really highly rated by Brighton. Rumours have it Swans did try and get a permanent deal for this one, however Brighton were unwilling for that. However, we've only settled for the loan. Carl Rushworth had a season-long loan at Lincoln last season, kept 17 clean sheets, and hopefully he can do well in Swans colours. The next one is a permanent transfer. We've announced the signing of Mikola Kuhahedovic. Probably not said that right, but I've given it a good go there. 3-year contract for the Ukrainian striker, 6'4". He'll wear the number 19 shirt for the Swans. Excited by this one. He's a big, powerful striker. We don't really have one of them. We haven't had for a few years. You could make a case for Ollie McBurney being the last one we've had, or Fernando Llorente. But really excited to have a big striker now. With Duff typically at Barnsley and Cheltenham, he's had a big striker and a quick one next to him, Jerry Yates being the second piece of that puzzle. But of course we do have Joel Piroe at the moment as well. Bit of news on him later on in the video. But yeah, our strike force this season at the moment is looking very, very good indeed. And we have signed Harrison Ashby on a season-long loan from Newcastle. He was also with Newcastle out in America for pre-season for the summer series. He did end up scoring a goal, maybe got an assist or two out there as well. Real big potential from this man, who will wear the number 30 in Swansea this season. Signed from West Ham to Newcastle last summer for a fee of £3 million. The young right back is highly rated. Newcastle hoping he can come back next season and compete for a first team place. He's, of course, won't be easy with people like Tino Livramento and Kieran Trippier both ahead of him. Charlie Patino has signed for the Swans. He'll wear number 18 for the Swans. Really excited with this one. Of course, on loan at Blackpool last year. He was, of course, in the team with Jerry Yates. Of course, they did end up getting relegated, but for a young loanee like Charlie Patino, it'll only better him for the future. The Arsenal youngster, he's got 2 years left in his contract. After the season, of course, only one. So if he helps the Swans get to the Premier League, maybe an opportunity to get him on the cheap there. And the final incoming at the time of recording is Nathan Tejon. Probably not said that one right as well. But the Dutch left back comes in for a fee reportedly around 500k. Really excited for this one. The last Dutch player we signed, Joel Piroe, was very, very good. Still here, thankfully. Hopefully Nathan can do just as well as Joel has here in Swansea. We haven't got many outgoings to report on, but here we go. Josh Thomas has sealed a season-long loan move to Port Vale for the season. Really highly rated striker for the Swans. Of course, come through the academy here and in the behind closed door season friendlies Swans have had this summer. He has scored quite a few goals and been quite influential. Hopefully next season he can come back here, compete for a first team spot, because I think the future for him is very, very exciting. While we're talking about season-long loans, Lewis Webb has departed for Carmarthen Town for the season on a season-long loan. And Olivia Encham has departed for Samsunspor, the Turkish club, for a fee believed to be about £2 to £3 million. It was kind of strange the way this happened. Olivia Encham sort of announced this signing on his social media before the Swans announced his exit, and even played a game before the Swans announced his exit for Samsunspor, the Turkish side. So a bit strange, left on not great terms of the club. Hopefully has a good future though. He was one of those players we always brought off the bench to try and impact the game, try and get something out of the game when we're in a losing position. Of course, we brought him in for a free transfer 2 summers ago, so to get a profit on him, always good. Off the ball, very lazy player, it has to be said. On the ball though, he could do anything. Very creative player, but wish Olivier the best in the future. Now let's move on to some transfer rumours, both incomings and outgoings, and some contract news on Joel Piroe. It is reported that the young Dutchman is in talks with the Swans to potentially renew his contract now. Last summer, this summer, it looks inevitable we would be selling Dutch striker who has bagged, I think, 20 goals in both seasons now in the Championship, and that's not easy to do. Swans this summer have put a 15 to 20 million price tag on him. No one is prepared to match that. As it stands, Swans will lose Joel on a free next summer, and that's why the Swans are trying to get him to sign a new contract. Even if it's a short-term contract, I don't think anyone will mind, or a contract with a release clause that the Swans will be happy with. I think that'll definitely be fair, and hopefully that will happen. The Swans have been rumoured to be in talks with Christian Pedersen, although this was a few weeks ago and nothing's really materialised since then. It looked like he was going to have a medical with the Swans. That hasn't happened. Pedersen's one of those players, he can play centre-back, he can play left-back, and a more attacking role on the left side of the pitch. I'd like this to happen. He's a good squad player, probably not a starter for the Swans, so it's unlikely that we'd get him in to be a rotation player. But if anything did happen between now and the end of the transfer window, definitely take Pedersen. And the Swans have been linked with Norwich left back Sam McCallum. These links come at the time when we were linked to Nathan Tijon, who has now signed for the club. So I'm unsure whether this one's actually going to happen now or not. Probably not, as for left back we've got Josh Key who can play there, Ogbeta when he comes back from injury, and now Nathan Tijon. However, of course, Sam McCallum, a really good player. I would take him every day of the week here at Swansea. The Swans have also been linked to a loan move for Chelsea centre-back Bashir Humphreys. Now, it did look a few days ago that this was set on to happen. However, in recent days, it seems that a loan move is less likely now because Chelsea unsure whether they want to keep hold of him or loan him out. It could be one of these where it happens closer towards deadline day as Chelsea assess their options with the young centre-back. However, the last centre-back we had from Chelsea on loan, Mark Geehee, was very good indeed. So if he's anything like that, definitely have high hopes for him. And there's a rumour going around, of course, we knew it was going to happen, for Matt Grimes to Southampton. Now, James Ward-Prowse has officially departed. It looks like they're going to get Flynn Downs on a loan at Southampton. Of course, he did play under Russell Martin here at Swansea. Now, Matt Grimes is a player who, under Russ, was rated very highly by the old Swans manager, and it looks inevitable that these rumours were going to come at some stage. Grimes has 2 years left in his Swansea contract, and so if we were going to sell him, we could definitely get a good fee for the English midfielder. For me, Grimes is the captain. He's our best player in my opinion. Very underrated. I don't want him to go, so if he ends up going, we best be getting a big price for him. Of course, at the time recording, Swans have of course started the new season. We started off against Birmingham at home. That was my first ever time going to an opening day of the season game, and the atmosphere was incredible. We did of course end up drawing 1-1. Pretty slow start to the game. Half time we went in 1-0 down, Siriki Dembele scoring for Birmingham. Fair play to the Birmingham fans, by the way. Fantastic support as always from them. In the second half though, the Swans were on top throughout. Rushworth was called into action to make a big save towards the end, but we did end up getting a point out of it. We hit the bar, but Jerry Yates ended up getting our equaliser. But what a ball from Matt Grimes to Liam Cullen to set up Jerry Yates for that equaliser. It was magnificent. That opening game of the season against Birmingham was dedicated to a young Swans fan called Morgan, who has sadly passed away. But there was a fan park outside the stadium where the Swans would donate £1 to his charity for every person that entered the fan park. I thought that was a really good move by the Swans. Midweek of that week then, we did play Northampton in the Carabao Cup, and we ended up winning. If you've not seen the matchday vlog, check it out. I had a really good view of the Josh Ginnelly goal. What a goal that was, by the way. We weren't at our best, has to be said, but we did dominate a decent League One side who haven't had the best of starts this season to their league campaign. I thought Piroe was decent, and what wasn't incredible, although we did score 2 goals. Definitely could have scored more than 3 overall, but a win's a win, and we're through to the next round too. We have got Bournemouth at home on the 29th at 7:30 at the Liberty Stadium. Big game, that one. Unsure if I'll be attending that one. If I am though, you'll definitely see a matchday vlog from it. And the last game to talk about was the game last weekend against West Bromwich Albion away. This was a sellout from the Swans fans, incredible support as always. This one though, first 60-65 minutes we looked dreadful, has to be said. I think the first goal, it was from a long throw, and West Brom had 4 first contacts in our penalty area. That cannot be happening, and Semi Ajayi ends up putting them 1-0 up. The second goal was Rushworth own goal. Just very, very unlucky. It wasn't even a good corner. It's deflected off Piroe, someone else, and then in the end, Rushworth bounce of his arm, off his head, and into the goal. So very unlucky that one. Didn't deserve that kind of luck. And the third one was a John Swift penalty. Just very silly from Harry Darling to put a tackle in there. He's never getting the ball off Townsend. But that happened, and then after that, Charlie Patino come on, and it's fair to say he changed the game. Put the ball into the box for Harry Darling's first goal for the Swans of the new season. And Charlie Patino also helped set up the second goal for Nathan Wood, squeezing it over the line in the end. We did have an opportunity to get an equaliser in stoppage time, but Ben Cabango's header flashed wide. Michael Duff was not happy with the performance from the lads in this one, so hopefully this Saturday against Coventry we can improve. Coventry have sold out their away allocation for Saturday. As always, really good support from the Sky Blues. Hopefully it'll be a good game. I'll be there to create a matchday vlog for you all, so stay tuned on the channel for that. That is all the news I have got for you. The next one of these will probably be the start of September, probably the day before we play Bristol City. Then I can update you on all the latest transfers. Of course, deadline day would have happened between then and yeah. So thank you all very much for watching. If you've enjoyed, drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one very soon, guys. Championship and Premier League predictions to come before the weekend, where I'll have my matchday vlog up for the Swans game against Coventry. I'll see you there. Take care. Goodbye.